Yesterday we discussed in detail about Virat Kohli, and I think if there's and I've heard a lot of people say that this is a battle between two number fours. I think they'll say Steve Smith, Virat Kohli. So अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया में स्टीव स्मिथ की आपने बात करी, do you think the Steve Smith that we all knew, that beast in red ball format, averaging 90s, 100s, scoring hundreds for fun every single test match. Do you think Australia is left behind that Steve Smith? अब वो पीछे रह गए हैं. अब to expect that, that sort of a consistency from Steve Smith would be unfair. And how do you see his BGT turning up? हमने कोहली की prediction की थी कि even 3 half centuries would be a surprise. But when it comes to Steve Smith, what are your expectations from this guy in this series?
See, it's a fact that Fab Four. While I still feel that Steven Smith is technique and talent wise the best in that four, जो रूट ने बाकी तीनों को तो बहुत पहले पीछे छोड़ दिया. केन विलियमसन के पास इंजरीज बहुत हो चुके हैं. ही इज वेरी वेरी ब्रिटल. आई डोंट नो हाउ मच लेफ्ट. आई थिंक आज मैंने खबर पढ़ी कि वो वापस आ चुके हैं. बट he's now the fourth one only because of injuries. I still think Virat Kohli is 3, but Steven Smith is still a solid number 2. He's not like you said, he's not been that beast, but he's not been as bad as Virat Kohli has in the last 5 years. But again, when you're mid 30s, and also like he's not been firing in, I don't think he plays T20s. कुछ खबर आई थी कि ओपनिंग करेंगे, फिर अब वनडे में कुछ खास नहीं है. तो it's a concern, I'm sure, from an Australian perspective, but it's only a concern because, like you said, एक टाइम पे यार ये डॉन ब्रैडमैन के एवरेज के हिसाब से खेल रहे थे. अब वो स्टीव स्मिथ गया, जो बेवकूफी उन्होंने करी, चाहे इनकी गलती हो या मैनेजमेंट सेलेक्टर, टू हैव हिम ओपन, bad idea. You should have just kept him because he was the best number 4 going around for so many years. Will he have some 700 run series? मुझे लगता नहीं है, क्योंकि इंडिया के बॉलर्स ने इसको पकड़ के रखा है ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अंदर. Ashwin has a hold over him. I remember Mohammad Siraj kept him well. So I still somehow, despite the inexperience in what I expect India's likely bowling to be, somehow 2018 or 21 के बाद मुझे bowling को लेकर इतनी फिक्र नहीं है, because somehow batting overall across the world has dipped. It's not the Dhoni era where Ponting will score 295. Steve Smith, वो दिन गए. हमारे पास अच्छे बॉलर्स. अगेन अच्छे मैं बहुत बार कह चुका हूं, एक तरफ बुमराह है, बाकी 4 है, बट we still have the ability to get these guys. So but the difference that I see is, unlike Virat Kohli, अगर स्टीवन स्मिथ 70-75 तक पहुंच गए ना, वो 100 में जरूर कन्वर्ट करेंगे. उसमें वो ड्राइव है. वो विराट कोहली के तरह 70 पे निक नहीं करेंगे कोई आउट स्विंगर को. He will do that annoying fidgety thing. But he might get 200s, but it's not going to be the days of double centuries and all in Australia. I think again, I know that people have scored, but jahan pe the toughest rivalry going around, with all due respect to Ashes and that colonial hangover, it's India Australia. लेकिन यार डबल सेंचुरी मुझे याद नहीं है पिछली बार कभी इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज में किसी बंदे ने डबल सेंचुरी मारा. That speaks about the batting on both sides, and to my mind, just how good the bowling is. So I think Steven Smith can be curbed. I'm more concerned about Alex Carey. I'm more concerned about somewhat Travis Head and even a Mitchell Marsh. Mitchell Marsh ऐसा प्लेयर है कि यार वो हरफन मौल है, उसको खुद नहीं पता क्या है, राइट? वो आके और उसको शतक लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है मैच पे अपना छाप छोड़ने के लिए. He can get you 60 and 70 balls. ओ भाई ये कब हुआ? So it's a game of margins. So I'm more worried about these guys who come after Steve Smith.